Alright guys, so now we start with One Punch Man. So I'm laughing because of I saw what the latest version of the 3D AI has made from this particular concept. So I just saw it because I gave it to it like 5 minutes ago, and I just saw it, and it's yeah, this is gonna replace us. Maybe someday, yeah, of course, but nowadays we're safe. Yep, this particular AI, which is the latest Tencent AI, 3D AI, is doing a really good job. But let's see. Chinese, English, what's happening? The page is wrong. Refresh. Okay, refresh the page, no problem. No. Okay, interesting enough, when I detached it, it just went wrong. But I will get it because we have the assets here. When I click on it, and we should be able to see right now. You see, this particular concept, it made it amazingly. The face actually is not the worst. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. The cape is like, not too much. And the fist is, I don't know what's happened there, but probably a bee accident. So when you act over some bees or wasps, these things happen sometimes. So, yeah, we probably will do a little bit of a better job. I'm not sure. Of course, our work will be a little bit slower because we are, after all, human. We are not AI. By the way, this particular AI is... they made it recently. This is the version 3. Before that, it was 2.5. So, in some cases, it just makes amazing things. But in some cases, in most cases that you need actual work, how to say it, it's like, wow, how bad it could be. But I guess this is gonna be how the AI will develop these days. In some cases, when it has something similar in its database, it will make amazing stuff. In some cases, when it doesn't, it will develop some strange shit. And it's absolutely normal. So yeah, this is the third version already. And some people say it's just amazing, it makes amazing results. Yes, sometimes. Sometimes not. So you have to be pretty aware that sometime it will be absolute crap. But of course, it could probably, I don't know, maybe do some work for you. I tried. Actually, I tried for one freelance to test it. And it did a great job making the character. But I spent at least 3 hours afterwards detaching some parts, fixing some stuff, making it look more like the concept and all these things. So it's not completely cool. Let me try to do something more like a human here for a start. Just more humanoid to begin with. And then we'll make this big eyes. And it will be One Punch Man eventually. Or never. Maybe the AI will be better than us. I was laughing at the AI, but I don't know. Maybe we are worse than it. We'll see. It's about to be visible or seen. The mouth is a little bit strange what we will do with it. And we don't have too much geometry. I will put a little bit more. Smooth it out. Let's make some ears and see what's happening with the ears. Fast ears. Almost done. Yeah, you can make the ears in about like 7 seconds and it will be fine. Except if you don't have the couple of like years of experience beforehand, maybe then it will not be alright. But if you have the experience, it will be fine. You will be absolutely fine. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Usually experience is the key. And by experience, I mean practice. You have to have a lot of like hours of practice in order to make something fast, efficient, and relatively nice looking. Usually when we're making something in 3D, it's not nice looking. Oh, in the beginning especially, however experienced you are, it will not be the nicest looking thing ever. But at some point, when you put a little bit more time, it could be better. Time is of essence here when we're talking about 3D. Because it's not 2D, you cannot like put two strokes and make something like an art or something. No, you have to put a lot more time and effort in order to do something relatively cool. That's what we're trying to achieve here. So usually One Punch Man is not that mad. He's not that like, oh, I'm mad. No, he's usually very relaxed, very calm, except if he misses the coupon day in his local supermarket. I think then he becomes a little bit mad. So yeah, probably that's something that's very important for him. He's a simple man, right? He wants to buy stuff cheap, and if he doesn't, if something stands in his way, then he becomes a monster. He becomes very mad. So be careful if you meet him someday. Let's push this back. I think it will be more anime style if we push it back. Then we will adjust some things. So usually in the first anime especially, he is more round like this. So if I make his chin round like this, like more like baby, maybe it will be a little bit more like One Punch Man. Or we can make him more like anime style with this type of sharp chin, which also is a good idea. I mean, whatever we do, the most important thing is the head. To be a bald head like mine, and we'll be fine. I even can make myself in anime style, and it will be almost like One Punch Man, you know? You can always say this is One Punch Man, and nobody can say it's not because it has these big eyes, it has the bald head and small nose, relatively small like nose, and it should be pretty good. Now he, in this particular image, which is this one, which is the most image, when we see it from here, you see he doesn't have a cheekbone or anything. He's just one round shape, which maybe we can try to achieve here, because nobody, at least I don't know if somebody has achieved this in 3D to make him like he's here in this particular image. More like a round shape, like baby face. It's interesting, the One Punch Man. I'm expecting the next season in Netflix animation, because it's very nice. I love it. I love the humor. I love everything about One Punch Man. The Netflix series, I mean, yeah. Probably the anime and the comic book and everything is also fine. But, I don't know. We are spoiled these days. We want better graphics. And Netflix are giving us that. This, like, better graphics. And I think it's nice. But the Tencent AI just made it so nice. I like it. I love it. Or I don't love it. I just hate it, but I'm just saying that I love it. So people don't think I'm hater. This is a 3D actually. And as you can see, it's more like anime style. It's One Punch Man again, like you can say, but it's not this guy. So we are aiming more for this guy, for this more round guy. And yeah, we'll see if we can achieve this more roundish guy, because the other guy, more anime guy, it's easier to achieve because he has a like sharp chin, sharp everything, and it's kind of easy. Maybe we will not make nostrils, but we'll see. I like this actual guy who is not frowning. He's more like standing, and he's always like wondering what's happening. why people attack him, and so on, but he always wins, of course. That's the beauty of it. And people probably are wondering all the time who will win between him and Omni-Man, between him and Superman, because you know, Superman has some of his foes are pretty strong, and he sometimes is struggling. Omni-Man also. I haven't seen One Punch Man struggle too much, ever. But who knows? Maybe he's... And for something that simple, I'm taking a lot of time, as you can see. A long time to do this. So probably, I'm not that good. Inevitably, that's what people will think. That they will say, but this is so, like, simple. How can you not do it for, like, 5 minutes? And how much time has already passed? Already 11 minutes up to this point. So we are way, way, way out of shape today. But I will tell you why. Because I haven't practiced doing this. I'm doing this for the first time in a couple of months. I think I did it for the first time. I did a try. I tried in the Discord server I was streaming. And I tried to do this One Punch Man. And yeah, I did something. I'm not saying it was super nice. But I did something. And since then I haven't tried. Today I was trying something else. And I will show you what I was trying today. Just a couple of minutes ago. But I decided not to do it. It's too trivial. Yeah, I will show you. Now, this was I tried today. This is from... somebody suggested it in the suggestions for suggestions for screams in the Discord server. And yeah, it's not bad, but One Punch Man is nicer, I would say. Let's say it's nicer. He is more interesting to work with. And for a long time we have to do something famous. We haven't done anything famous, but without proper preparation, you see? Even if the English is not my mother tongue, I sometimes can say this kind of very, very awkward things, like proper preparation. Yeah. So this will be his body. I don't know if we'll do the whole body. Maybe we'll do just a bust, like the other guy did. Like this guy did, because this is 3D from who? Prototype on approval, final approval, I don't know who exactly did this. Tsume, maybe. It's not bad. I wouldn't do this way exactly, because he looks like he lost the bottom part of his body. It has to be cut, like really cut, in order to look like a bust, or like a statue. It's not, so I don't know. I'm not completely a fan of it. But let's see what people think. One Punch Man will always win. Yes, he probably will. Even against beasts like Superman. Yeah, that's nice for One Punch Man exactly to look not badass. He doesn't look badass. He looks just a normal, ordinary guy, but he is actually the biggest badass of all. That's pretty interesting as a character. That's why probably One Punch Man is that famous. And people are loving him. Because he's just so modest, looking like an ordinary person. Sometimes even he's pretty stupid, we may say. He will not be mad calling him stupid, because he usually is pretty calm person. You know, he's doing his job and doing whatever. He doesn't care if somebody calls him whatever. If somebody attacks him though, he defends. So yeah, I can call him whatever I want and probably nothing will happen to me. Except if some mad fan of One Punch Man comes and try to One Punch me. And then we will have a problem. Because I also am a pretty modest guy, but you know, if you punch somebody, you don't expect him to be like, okay, thank you very much. I'm not into the Bible thing, like, okay, you punched me here, now punch me here, please. I probably will not do that. I may do that if I'm much more grown up and better person, but I'm probably not, so I will be mad. And I'll punch back most likely, but it doesn't matter. It will never be a one-punch battle. There will always be a second punch or third punch or whatever punch. Punches all over the place. Okay, let's not make the legs, actually. Let's cut him here, like this. We'll make this kind of interesting, like, cut. This is the bust. And maybe we can make this arm like this forward, and then we can... But it will not fit with his face, because I made his face more peaceful, more nice, more one-punchy. One-punchy. What is one-punchy face? I don't know. It's difficult to make this kind of round face into 3D. It always looks stupid, and it doesn't look very smart in here actually. So I guess we are fine. He is looking stupid anyway. Yeah, I'm not trying to insult the One Punch Man fans, because I'm one of them. I'm One Punch Man fan. I love the stupidity of the whole thing and how humorous is everything, and it's very nice. I love it. But you cannot say this particular look is a look of a very, very intelligent and smart person, you know, and he is not. He is not intelligent or smart too much. He's strong though. So yeah, this shows that people are not perfect. Nobody is perfect, actually. He's succeeding with pure strength. There is an anime, actually, I'm not sure exactly what it was. It was about one guy who was accepted in a school for magic, and the elite of the nation where he lives in, of the world he lives in, can do magic. All of them can do magic. He cannot do magic, but he's super strong. So he can actually beat magicians with his muscles. Yeah, probably somebody in the comments will say the name of this particular anime. And it's also kind of an interesting idea, I would say. Mashle, I don't know. Yeah, this type of stuff, yeah, it's interesting. Like, the idea is fine, I like it. Okay, this, our guy probably doesn't have to have this kind of a huge, tall neck. I guess, I'm not sure. Maybe we can make a little bit of a neck here, but soft. A little bit soft. His actual cape is like this. He shouldn't be super buffed and muscular, I guess. Why? I'm just guessing, because if he was super buff, if he was super muscular, then when people see him, they will say, oh, this guy is not to be messed with. They usually don't say that. They say the opposite. Huh, this guy, what does he think of himself? He's like a small fry. So we can bust him. And they usually make the biggest mistakes of their lives and stuff like this. At the end of the series in Netflix, I think he was killing some giant centipede, but giant is like, it was like a couple of kilometers long centipede, huge, invincible, and I think all it took was, what? One punch? Yeah, I guess one punch is all it took. Okay, let's try to make it like this. And I will straighten this up a little bit. And then maybe we can work on it a little bit more. So when we are flexing our arm, usually our biceps is getting a little bit smaller. I mean shorter, because it's pulling. So it's shortened the muscle. But it's getting a little bit bigger, like more volume we have into the muscle. So let's try to do that here. Today, by the way, in flip normals, there is interesting development because we passed like 500 cells of the box of this flip box in flip normals. Now they are adding anatomy into the mix. So a couple of anatomy courses for very, very low amount of money. I don't advise you to go there and buy them because they are very cheap. I mean, my 3 anatomy courses so far, I think the head, the arm, and the leg course, together they are $6. I think something like this. So don't buy it. Don't buy it, it's too cheap. But if you actually don't have too much money, it's fine, you can do it. I will make him do the victory sign, like this. And you will say, but isn't it gonna be easier if you add 2 fingers as a separate mesh? Probably yes. I would say that probably that's gonna be much easier, but I'm going for the difficult route. We're not going always to the easy thing, you know. We should sometimes make it more difficult to ourselves. Why? Because then after, when something happens, it will be easier for us. When we are how to say, making ourselves stronger, strengthening our mental skills. For example, what I'm doing to strengthen my mental skills is I am using super cold water to wash myself every time I go to the bathroom to take a bath. I begin with cold water, and believe me, water here in the country I live in, especially in the capital, is pretty cold, especially in the winter. It's like very cold. Probably it's maybe 10 degrees or 12 degrees cold, which is pretty cold water. For water, it's very cold. Of course, it's not freezing cold, but it's still difficult, especially in the winter, to start with this super cold water. But I'm doing it because I want to train myself a little bit. So everything else after this water is water, you see what I did there. So everything else is pretty easy to do after the water of water. You see, water is in English, right? Voda. It's similar, but it's not quite. Is in Bulgarian. Wasser is in Deutsch, I think, in German. And agua, which has nothing to do with it, I think, agua, is in Spanish. I don't know why. There should be something. So he has a glove, actually. So, I don't know, we should probably make a glove. Or should we? I don't know, we'll see. He has 2 very big fingers, and his thumb is amazingly bad looking. I would probably have to fix it. So for the thumb, let's see. If we are lost, we don't know how to fix something, we have to start from somewhere. So we start from the wrist, and we go like this. Like this. First phalange is here. Second phalange will be here, and the third will be here. So it should be something like this. But yeah, I haven't done that actually too much, making this particular sign with the hands. Sculpting it, I mean. It's not that I'm very good at it, obviously. But hopefully it will be something that's relatively fine looking at the end. We have time, of course. We have a lot of time. This is a glove, So it shouldn't be exactly with these things, but it should have some folds like this or like this. Folds are normal for the glove. Also, here in this area, we should have big folds because we have a lot of compression of the fabric. And I will talk about this in my course for cloths and folds, which I'm working on right now. I'm not exactly working on the course itself. I'm working on the practice for the course, but it's fine. So when we have, I mean, this is not exactly fabric, it's probably some kind of leather, but it doesn't matter. It's leather or fabric, it's gonna behave a similar way. Of course, the leather will have different types of folds. They will not be exactly like the fabric. They will be pretty similar though. When we compress here, then we will have some kind of folds like this. They will appear. So I guess it will be fine. In this area we might have something like this. And what I would do is very easy, and I will show you now how can we do gloves without actually making another mesh. Just doing this and then inverting the mesh, and then I will inflate this area a little bit here, and so we have our gloves. I'm smoothing and inflating, and then I will push them outwards like that, and amazingly we have a super nice, super cool, super duper glove. This is not the best fingers that I have made in my life, but I think they will do. He doesn't have another arm, which is awkward, so we will do another arm just by making it like so. Now, usually what I do is I'm duplicating the one arm or mirroring it, which usually is doing, but in this case I feel like I'm just gonna do it like this, and then I will just, you know, end it here. Maybe we can make even something like a cylinder, which will be somewhere to place our like statue like this. It will be like for 3D printing, for example. And we will turn our attention again to the face because it's not yet finished. It's not good enough for our purposes. We want it for 1 hour, for example. If we do it for 1 hour, this to be the best representation of One Punch Man in the internet. The 3D, I mean. The best 3D representation of One Punch Man. Yeah, I know it's a little bit ambitious, but I mean, it's not very difficult to do since we don't have too much super good representations. I think it will be fine. We will be fine. I'm guessing. We'll see. Now these are some folds. Let's go. We don't care about those folds too much. And we don't care about this arm too much either. It'll just go down like it should. He probably should go a little bit like this, yes. All right. So for the face, I think his head shouldn't be that squarish. So I will pull this upper portion a little bit more. From the side view, we want him to be more round. And maybe we can push the head down a little bit. Because he had too long of a neck. We don't like super long neck. For this character, we like a normal neck. At least. But he's looking one-punchy, I think, enough. Especially if you have watched it, like, since I'm doing it. And you know that every artwork that you do, it's always like you are doing it and you are obsessed with it. You are like watching it so much that eventually you start to think that it's very nice. And you are getting it. You're starting to get it. When you are away from it for a couple of minutes, for example, then you will realize that it's not exactly the perfect thing that you thought that is. And this is always the case, even for very experienced artists. That's why when I'm doing this, for example, and I say, okay, it's relatively nice, it's cool, and then I go back to it in a couple of hours or tomorrow, I will notice that it can be a lot better, but not before. That's why. It's inevitable. That's why when you are doing something, give yourself some time. Work for a couple of hours, then rest for a couple of hours. Maybe you do something else, then you go back to it in a couple of hours, and you will notice a lot more interesting things happening. Or at least you should. I mean, if you don't, then nobody can help you. But if you do, then you can help yourself. He has something like this, and then he has something like, I don't know, like this here. And I don't know about the abdominal muscles. Let's do some abdominal muscles a little bit, but I don't want to do too much abdominal or whatever muscles, because I think he's better looking like he's weak. This is because he has a suit and it has some faults. Like here, the guy that made the 3D also made this kind of faults here, and they are normal for something that it's kind of tight. So that's what we're doing here. Of course, if we want to make it even better, we will erase the symmetry or just take it off for now and do a little bit more work on the suit, but we don't care that much. This is not a very action pose that we have done here, I might say. But it's not needed anyway. Let's try to color him and then we will see if we need more work. He is gonna be this color. Alright. And nothing else is this color of him. His suit is yellowish. So let's go to yellow. And do it. And this one too. And then his glove is red. So let's go to red. And do the glove. This is not exactly red, it's a little bit orange, right? So let's do a little bit more red. And now it's reddish. And we have to be careful, it's not separated. It's gonna be very easy to color or to do materials for something that's separated. That's why usually when we are doing this kind of stuff, we are separating the things. Now I have a courier that's bringing me something and I have to take this call. Hello? Oh my god. Добър ден. Здравейте, добре, да. На адреса сме. Ами добре, ще сляза долу, ама ако може да сте на самия вход, защото аз няма да си вземам чадър. Добре, айде. Okay, guys, I will have to go for like 5 minutes, so you can go have a drink or something, and we will come back. We are almost ready. I mean, it's not completely ready, but we have some time. I will have to go to take some package. I don't know exactly what. We'll see what kind of package it will be. What's happening? I don't know what is this, but we'll see later. So, I live on the 5th floor of the apartment building, and I never use an elevator. And when I come home, it's like this. I'm like... Especially if I hurry on the stairs, like I did now. But I made it for, I think, 2 or 3 minutes, so we are super fast. Nice. Okay, let's see. His cape is white, so just white. And we have white also here. All right. He looks amazing. Not, but still, we will go like this. Maybe I would want to have a little bit more geometry on the face. More, I said. So hopefully I didn't overdid it. I think I overdid it a little bit, but it's... Come on, it's fine. It's gonna be a bit more clear what the face is. And of course we will go with some coloring on the eyeliner. We will put some eyeliner because otherwise he will never look like he is anime character. So eyeliner is eyeliner, like this girl that's saying eyeliner. Probably all of you have heard her. She's laughing like some engine wants to start but it couldn't, like yeah. I can laugh because it's funny. If it's not funny, then we will not laugh. But when it is funny, we may and we will laugh. Let's see now. Go here, take this black, and let's go Hollywood, rock the Hollywood. This probably is a little bit too thick, but we will adjust. It's looking kind of awkward. Let's see. Okay, it has to be the inner portion of the eye. So, let me select this, delete all of that stuff here especially, select this color, make it thinner, and go again like this. All right, now, partner. I think now it's a little bit better. He's starting to look like Addams Family a little bit. Dun 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 the Addams Family. Yeah, we all know that. Addams Family. Let's see this here, cut it a little bit, make the nose smaller. Maybe we can cut here a few lines. Let's see. And we will pinch the eyeliner because it looks like, yeah, it's a little bit too much probably. This looks cool. Now eyebrows. Oops. Maybe thinner. Okay, good. He doesn't look very happy with all of this, but he rarely looks so happy. So it's fine. Let's pinch this line so it's a bit thinner. We don't want it to be that thick. So I'm using the pinch brush. It's easier to adjust instead of making it again, I think. That's what I'm doing. Maybe his ears shouldn't be that far away from his head. Let's push them back a little inside. And the head itself should be more round. Now it's not completely round. Maybe we should make it rounder. And bigger in the top. Like this. Let's see this image here. So I like to look at different images. We can get inspiration from any of them for different parts of our character. This one, for example, are giving us the idea how he will eventually look from the side. Of course, this is not how he looks from the side, especially not in the anime. This is more classic anime style, and he is definitely not looking like this, but it doesn't matter that much. He's more, I mean, I imagine him, or for me, he looks more like a child, like a little bit of a baby child, not like a chiseled superhero with a chiseled jaw. That's why we are doing here this. Chiseled jaw is not our thing. Maybe we should make his nose, his mouth and the nose go a little bit up and the chin bigger. This way we will achieve this particular look with a big chin, I think. It's not the best. He's starting to look more weird. That's why people probably are making him with a chiseled look, because it's safe. Because he is, after all, he's a superhero, so probably a superhero look will be nice for him. But I'm trying to achieve this kind of silly and stupid looking look that he usually has when he's not superheroing, when he's just living his normal life in his apartment, playing video games and collecting stamps for coupons or whatever he is doing. Just a regular normal guy with big fingers. Maybe we should make them a little bit smaller, those huge guys. Too much, too big fingers. We don't like super huge fingers. They are too much sometimes. We have to adjust this area here. But overall, I think we are relatively fine with what we have. Yeah, it's not very difficult to make One Punch Man, as you can see. So, yeah. How long do you think I could do 3D like you? I already have a pretty good knowledge with anatomy, but not with Blender. Nobody knows how long you should do it. There are people who are better than me in anatomy or in 3D, but they are not as fast. So nobody will know if you ever will be like me, or you will be better, but not as fast, or you will be as fast or faster and better. Nobody knows. Don't worry, no one understands your chat in your mother language. Yeah, I was speaking Bulgarian, yeah. What you got in the parcel, is it expensive? I don't know what is this exactly, but I will take my biggest knife, which is this one, you see? Amazingly big. And I will open it, or I will open it just with my bare hands, because this huge knife can't do anything. Maybe it's something for my wife, I'm not sure. Or it's something from AliExpress. I am not complete. Wow, this. Ah, yes. Those are toothbrushes for my daughter. Yeah, for her electric toothbrush. Yeah, these are endings, toothbrush endings for her electric toothbrush. I don't think those are original, but I'm not sure. Yeah, they were pretty cheap, so probably not exactly original. Hopefully they're fine, and she will not be hurt or worst, you know. He feels no emotions, so his emotions doesn't matter to the world. We all are like this. I mean, there are a lot of people in the world that are like feeling no emotions, or at least they are suppressing their emotions. They have learned to suppress their emotions in young age. I am one of those guys, and I'm trying right now to better understand my emotions so I can really relate to the emotions of others. Because if you don't understand your emotions, then it's very difficult to connect with other people. That's difficult, and when it's difficult to connect with other people, it's difficult to create a good relationship with your partner in life. And eventually in your life, your partner is going to be one of the most important figures, more important than your mother and father and brothers and sisters, whatever. If it doesn't happen, then you probably will be miserable. But I'm not saying that this should be like this. Usually it is, but it's not gonna be always, probably. In this anime image, he seems to have a different type of forehead, more masculine. Yeah, in some of those, yeah. I think if eyes were closer to each other, he will look more stupid. Yeah, but I think the distance between the eyes is kind of like in the image, so it should be fine. Do you make money from 3D or do something else? And do we earn more from lessons or other projects? I was doing 3D for a long time in a company, Gameloft. So I was a 3D artist in Gameloft here in the Sofia studio in Bulgaria. But eventually we separated ways, and now I am only relying on my courses and freelance here and there. But freelances are not that often these days, so I'm relying mostly of selling my courses. So that's how I do it. What languages do you know? I know my language, Bulgarian. I know a couple of words in English, as you can see, and a couple of words in Russian. Hello, this is my first time watching one of your streams live. Do you do it at the same hours, some days in particular? Yeah, Monday, usually Monday, at around this time, or a little bit later, but around this time. The real One Punch Man is Alex Pereira. Yes, but he looks way more intimidating, Pereira, not like the One Punch Man. Actually, don't spoil me, I just downloaded the latest UFC from Saturday, and I will watch it these days, and I will see who won between him and the Eastern guy, I mean the Russian or whatever guy he's fighting, Dagestanian. I'm not sure. We'll see. But yeah, it depends. Alex Pereira is good. Good fighter. Very good. Alright. Do you speak Serbian? No, I don't. Нуто есте мне можеш сказать привет, да? Да, я могу сказать тебе привет. Привет. Я сказал это. Ну, заяц. Ну, погоди. I know, ну, заяц, ну, погоди. Because back in the days, when I was young, when we had communism here, one of the most famous cartoons was Ну, погоди. You can translate Ну, погоди in English like something like well, wait, or something like this. It's about, it's something like Tom and Jerry, of course. It's something like the Roadrunner and the Coyote. Something similar thing, but with a wolf and a rabbit. And more Russian style, it's interesting. Do you speak Serbian? Not so much. I found a part of torso anatomy for a female anatomy course, but I wonder if you have a plan of making the course for the torso anatomy only, like heads, arms. Yes, I'm planning that to do it. Be ready for the big surprise in the fight. Okay. Do you also sell these sculpts of your streams? You see, I have a Patreon, which I haven't released official yet, but I was planning to release for the Patreons one sculpt from a stream. maybe a little bit fixed with for 3D print each month. One sculpt each month. But I haven't decided for other things what to do in the next things. Let me show you my Patreon actually. Okay, welcome to Patreon. I have one member, amazing, and I have one sculpt uploaded there in the Patreon. So this is my Patreon speed chart, and this is my post. The one post that I have is with the tick, and there is the the downloading of the tick. But this is the only thing, and this is just experimental, you know. Yes, let's see the membership. The membership for now are $10, $20, and $30 a month. But I haven't decided yet on that, so I haven't officially released it. So the $10 guys will get one STL model, Discord server title, and other stuff. This thing I haven't decided what to do yet, because here you have 15-minute live session with Nico each month for $20, which is fine. It's a good value, but it will take a lot of my time if many people, like imagine like 100 people get this. So each month I have to spend 1,500 minutes with people, and usually it will be a little bit longer. With each person it will be a lot. So this is not gonna work quite well. This is $30 for 30 minutes feedback session every month, one-on-one with Nico. Again, a little bit of a bummer, because it will take a lot of my time eventually if people are applying too much. So I haven't decided on this yet, and I'm just sitting wondering what to do. We'll see. If you have any suggestions, you can tell me. Have you encountered the issue with the strip clay brush where it also affects the other side of the mesh? Is there any way to solve this? Yes, if your mesh is very thin, it will always affect it, except if you go and probably, let's see if we have here. No, we don't have back face mask, but you can go to tool, let's see, advanced, front faces only, and then it will affect only the front faces. The back faces will not be affected. But make sure you disable it at some point when you finish with it, because usually you need this. You need this to be off. In Poland we also had wolf and rabbit. Wolf, yeah. Just you wait. Yeah, ну погоди. Спасибо за твои стримы, уроки и курсы. Thank you very much. Thanks for answering. Why don't you make a Gumroad instead of Patreon? Or a Gumroad alongside a Patreon? Sell your sculpt individually. Gumroad to sell the sculpts in Gumroad. Because you see, some of the sculpts that I did are for Wolverine, some of the sculpts are for like Deadpool or Hellboy. I cannot actually sell them directly. So in the Patreon, what I do is I don't sell them, I give them, but for those people who are members, you know, it's a little bit like gray area. Of course, probably if they get me, if they got me, they probably will be able to take me out, most likely, but it's not the same as selling the sculpts directly, like selling them. Then it will be obvious, too obvious. We are making it less obvious with the Patreon. That's what I'm doing. Hello, what do you think? It's a good site for getting remote work projects. I don't know, I haven't ever used anything but ArtStation, and most people who are giving me freelance to do for them, who are paying me, are from, they're finding out about me from ArtStation. So I'm guessing ArtStation is a good way to do it. Of course, you have to have a relatively good portfolio, and you have to have at least once in a couple of months something to upload which will go to trending. When some of your works go to trending because it's good enough, then many people will see it, and then some people will probably contact you at some point. This is what you have to do. It's not easy, but I've seen people who are professional artists, good enough for trending, but they don't go to trending because they have a low amount of followers. And when you don't have enough followers, when you upload something, you have to promote it very well into different medias, into different social networks to be able to get the likes to get you to trending. Usually, I think the algorithm in ArtStation works like this. If you get enough likes in the first like hour or 2 hours when you upload something, if you get like more than enough likes, then you go to trending. And then you will continue to getting likes. Also, I think in ArtStation, it matters if the likes are from a person who is established with a lot of followers. It will give you more like points. And if the like is from somebody that doesn't have followers or very low amount of followers, then you will get less points. And when you get above the threshold of the points, then you go to trending. This is how it works usually in ArtStation, I think. And going to trending is a very good thing there. For the price, it would be better for you to do these sessions with groups and higher prices for one-on-one. I guess so, yeah. The one-on-one feedback session probably needs to be on a more expensive, like $50 or $100 tier, depending on how much time. Yeah, but you see, if I do a $100 tier, then I have to go for 2-hour session, for example, because or 1 hour, at least 1 hour. And imagine, it seems a little bit improbable, but imagine that 20 people get this. Yes, I will get $2,000 each month from them, but I will have to spend 20 hours each month with each person every month. So it's a little bit like a commitment. It's too much of a commitment. I don't know if I'm ready for this. I have to think about it more. Maybe I have to try it and see how it works. And if it doesn't, I will eventually cancel. I will give them like more hours before I cancel, just so they get the even more than they paid, and then I will cut it probably. Maybe this I could do, we'll see. Is it true that you don't mind that your courses are downloaded from pirate websites for training? I hear that somewhere. Yes, I don't mind for learning, yeah. I don't mind because back in the days when I was younger, when I was starting this industry, when I was starting to my journey, I was mostly learning from torrents. So why should I stop people learning from torrents when they don't have money, when they are young? And when they become good and better, and if the AI hasn't taken over yet, then maybe they will buy some of my courses for gratitude. I don't know. It doesn't matter that much. I mean, what matters is that there are people who need those courses. They actually want to learn, but they don't have money. But they have torrents. So they can download them from the torrents and they can learn. It's fine. It's fine for me, actually. And it's fine exactly because I did this back in the day. So I know that it's fine. It's fine. You know, hopefully the people that I downloaded their courses in the torrents back in the days, or even some of the courses I didn't download myself, they was given to me, because back in the days we didn't have too much internet. We have our internet was on megabyte, so it was a little bit difficult to download torrents and everything, especially in the beginning. But we were exchanging CDs with courses. So one guy say, I have a course for ZBrush, for example. I say, okay, I want this course. Is it good? Yeah, it's very nice. Okay, here is a CD, record it for me. Okay, and here's recording for me. I get it and I watch it. So even it was not like pirating that much. It was again pirating because I wasn't paying for it, but it was giving to one another by hand. Like, you know, it was interesting times. I just got 2 likes and it took me 2 weeks to create it. That's the thing, you know. You have to create an artwork which is looking nice, not like this one that I created right now, this One Punch Man. It looks like something that's created for an hour and it is exactly that. So your artwork should look like you have put time on it and effort. This is not what your artwork should look like. And I always say that in the ArtStation portfolio reviews when I do them. I always say that you have to not put in your professional portfolio on ArtStation speed sculpts, except if you put a lot of time into the speed sculpt to make it look nice, to make a nice render of it, and then it will not be actually a speed sculpt anymore, right? So yeah, it's speed sculpts and speed things are not good. Increase price to offset demand. That's fine, but then people will say this guy is so greedy. He's asking $100 for 1 hour, and it's messed up. Who is asking $100 for 1 hour a month? It's not possible. And also, I don't think people who are watching me and people who are actually willing to learn, they are not people who have this kind of money monthly. This is my understanding of the things. You know, I'm more realistic person. I know that people who are watching me mostly are students, mostly people who are between jobs, and people who are actually struggling, some of them, some of you. So I don't think that $100 in the Patreon a month will be an interesting thing for anybody. I'm just saying, maybe I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. I mean, I'm kind of wanting your feedback on this. It will be nice. Maybe I will put some suggestion page in the Discord, suggestion channel, where people can suggest different things, and we can do some brainstorming and get to somewhere. You can limit amount of slots, maybe. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I got your anatomy course on Superhuman. It's great. How long should it take to finish it? Everybody has their own pace. So I cannot tell you how much time it will take you to finish it. And also, you shouldn't aim to finish it very fast, because the idea is to get something from it, to get the knowledge. And usually what I notice is, especially when I'm doing anatomy courses myself, because in order to learn anatomy, I was doing anatomy courses. I'm watching the course and I'm doing a sculpt based on the course. Then I watch the course again, or the video, and then I understand new things. Then I watch the video again. Usually anatomy videos are full with information, and there is a study that a person can learn so much in the amount of time. So when you're watching a video, for example, 30-minute video of me explaining some anatomy of the upper leg, for example, or upper arm, it doesn't matter. There will be a lot of information, and you will learn like 20-25% of this information if you're careful. If you're doing something on your phone while you're listening, you usually will take even less information from that. Then, the next time you watch the video, you will get another 20%. And for example, you have to watch the video 4 times in order to get all 100% of information. And you have to watch this 4 times, you have to watch it in a couple of... they have to be a distance between watching, not one after another, because then it will be like one continuous video and your brain will just shut off. You have to be careful, you know. Some people spend $80,000 on bad art school. I guess there are people like this, but you know, one guy asked me today, I think in Discord, what should he do? He's interested in 3D art, he's 18 years old, so he's relatively young, and he wants to either go to art school or to learn by himself and get a job and learn in his free time, which I think is the better option, because usually in art school you're giving a lot of money, and your brain starts to think that if you are giving so much money, then they have to funnel this into your head and you have to do nothing, which is the absolutely wrong way to think about it. Even if you go to art school, even if you pay like $80,000, the most important thing is to practice, practice, and practice, to put a lot of hours. And you're not going to be able to do this mentally, because you know you give so much money and you're expecting the things to be easy because you gave the money. It's not going to be. So my idea is that probably you should do it by yourself, with some courses, with YouTube videos, with any information you can get from anywhere you can, and do it by yourself. Just put the hours, and then you don't pay big money for the art school, but then your mentality will be like this: I'm not paying any money to anybody. I'm only relying to myself, and you will work twice as hard, maybe even 3 times as hard. And this is about mentality. In my opinion, people who are going into expensive art schools, at least 80% of them are not willing to put the time and effort. They're going there either to just take like a couple of more years free time, student years, nice, college years, super cool, or to be able to tell everybody that they're going to this kind of a very nice art school, they're going to become amazing artists and but they're not willing to actually put the time and effort to do it. So I don't think this is necessary. Would you ever get your sculpts ready, rig, retopo, texture for animation, for presentation purposes? Or do you think it's out of the scope for what you want to focus teaching? I think I did it for my latest course, which is the Moth Night course. I think I did this. I did everything that you want. Even rigging, I think I did. So let me show you. This is the course. So we have high poly, we have low poly. This is the low poly. And the high poly is not post. So this is also the low poly. And we see the polygons here. It's around 25,000 triangles. Yeah, 25,000 triangles is everything with the sword. This is 25 million triangles because this is the high poly. So the high poly, low poly. We have everything here in this course. And now I will stab myself in the back by saying it, but this course, with some other courses, is now very, very cheap in flip normals. It's just, yeah, let me show. If you go to flip normal site, you go to the first page and you will see this flip box. Let's click it and see what's happening here. I'm clicking on the flip box and I get this. You have this couple of options here. So you go here in the bottom and you can actually see which courses are in which flip box. So this is the Secret Anatomy flip box, which opened today, and it cost $6, I think. Yeah, $6. This one is what people are buying today more, and it includes this course and many others, of course. This one was what people were buying until yesterday. But there are 10 days, I think, more. Yeah, 10 days left. And this flip box will disappear. And I don't know if it will ever be out again. But maybe next year, I'm not sure if they will make it again with me. They are planning to make this kind of boxes, flip boxes, for different creators. And the first one, they did it with their courses. It was... it ended, I think, last week. Now it's mine for 2 weeks. And then it will be some other person or some other school or whatever. So, yeah. Interesting. It has a good ratings. And people are buying it. And 10% of the money are going to... see? 10% of each purchase is donated. And it has raised this amount of money, this particular flip box. All the flip boxes, I think they're showing, have raised this amount of money. So this is their flip box in the beginning, 2 weeks. Now mine flip box for 5 days, 10 days left. And they will continue to raise, I guess, this money until the end of the year. I mean, maybe even after that. So, yeah. But again, I'm shooting myself in the back because this is very cheap for this amount of courses that there are, you know. If I don't know anything about sculpting and stuff, but I know a little bit of 3D stuff, is it fine to buy a course as a beginner? I have a beginner courses. So if you know a little bit of Blender but not too much, you can buy the beginner course that I have, which is this one, Blender for Absolute Beginners. This course was created 3.5 years ago. So it was for Blender, I think 3 point something, which means that 1 or 2 shortcuts, couple of shortcuts are not exactly the same, but overall, you will be able to understand everything if you just go sometimes in Google and check out what is changed between now and then. But it's overall, people are saying it's a good course. Also, this one is 1 year after the other. It's just a different character. It's relatively the same course, but with a different character. And I usually recommend people to take first the mouse course and then the rabbit course, because the mouse course will give you the basics, and this will solidify your basics, the rabbit course. So yeah, and then you can take some of the others, like the Viking, for example. They're good. Blender is a free software. That's the reason for most of the people to use it. And also these people, including me, are trying to learn something and most probably unemployed. So we are poor for real. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yes, I prefer not to pirate anything if I cannot afford it, since there are free stuff on the internet that I can use, like your videos. Yeah, but in my videos, you see, I'm, especially in this channel, I'm mostly having fun speaking about stuff, sometimes politics, sometimes masturbation, it depends. Sometimes about anything that I'm just, my brain is just like throwing stuff. And in my other channel, yes, there are educational content there, but in the courses I'm trying to focus mostly on education. That's what I'm trying to do, and usually I succeed, at least until video 36, I think it was, in the latest course, the mod girl, where I didn't manage to hold it anymore, and I spoke about masturbation, I think. So if you buy the course, expect it around video 30 something to become a little bit more interesting. That's what I'm saying. For weekly online real videos, characters like a minor, etc. characters, can you recommend the best base mesh for animation that can be made into different characters with proportional editing in Blender? I don't know about that because I don't use base meshes. I like doing everything from scratch, everything from a sphere. Usually professionals, they usually use base meshes. For example, a professional artist will have a base mesh for normal muscular guy, for very muscular guy, for fat guy, for normal woman, for muscular woman. He will have a couple of them, and then he will use it eventually when he has to. But especially for more stylized stuff, starting from scratch, for me at least, even if I have base meshes for standard stuff, if something is not that standard, starting from base mesh will not be good. It will just confuse me more. So I usually start from scratch. It's better. How I got to number 2? Nobody knows. I think you can expect when you comment. This course is bestseller on Udemy. This is really cool. Yeah, a lot of courses are bestsellers on Udemy. Going to sleep, good night, good night. Oh, amazing. Sorry for my negligence and lack of research. At least I gave you a nice segue to give some course info. Yeah, that's definitely true. That's really great offer. Will the Flipbox have the female anatomy course in ZBrush? This Flipbox, I asked them why didn't they put the both anatomy courses, the female and male anatomy that I have, and they said that they want to concentrate on Blender. Those courses are anatomy courses, and I always say that you can make those courses in Blender without any issue by watching me doing them in ZBrush, because the idea is not the software, the idea is the knowledge of anatomy, the forms and shapes of the human body, and I'm doing them in 3D software. The 3D software happens to be ZBrush, in that case, of those two courses, Superhuman Anatomy and the Female Anatomy course. But I say, for anatomy, the software doesn't matter. What matters is the shapes, forms, muscles, and anatomy knowledge. That's it. So all the knowledge that I'm giving you in this course, in those courses, which are in ZBrush, they're applicable in Blender, they are applicable in Photoshop, in drawing by hand. It doesn't matter, it's anatomy. So yeah, it's right for them to, from Flip Normals, to not put them in those flip boxes, because they are concentrated on Blender courses only. That's their idea. So yeah, maybe someday we will make a flip box for ZBrush courses. My ZBrush courses, I have a couple of ZBrush courses too. Yeah. Nico, what percentage of your viewers are female? I guess around 5 or something like that percent. I'm not sure exactly. Less than 10 probably, yeah. By the way, I didn't see any look-alike sculpt made in Blender on YouTube. Does it require too many polygons that Blender can't handle? There are some. There are people who are making likeness, but usually likeness sculptors, they prefer ZBrush because ZBrush obviously can handle more polygons, and for the likeness sculptor, it's relatively good to make it in the best possible software, which is ZBrush. For me, it's not. For my sculpts, which are not likenesses, it doesn't matter if I do them in ZBrush or Blender. The result will be the same because skill is what matters. And I prefer to do them in Blender because Blender is free. And more people will be interested in things made in Blender. Because a free software will always be more popular than ZBrush. Which Blender is more popular than ZBrush. I bet on this. I bought the Lobo course on Udemy, but next time I buy a course, it will be on Gumroad. I have a couple of courses on Gumroad also, I think. I prefer to buy from ArtStation, more money for you and your family. Exactly, yeah. In ArtStation, as probably most of you know, I get the most of the money from a purchase. ArtStation is kind of the best possible platform for creators because it doesn't get too much money for ArtStation. Most of the money from each purchase, especially if you are a pro member, most of the money goes to the creator, which is great. The other platforms, not so much. I'm a female. I found you last night because someone recommended you on Reddit, so I started watching your previous live streams. I already learned a lot about anatomy just by watching. That's cool, yeah, that's very nice. And you can learn a lot by watching, but in order to make sure you have the knowledge and the knowledge will stay there, you have to practice it constantly. And that's usually the difficult thing because this requires time and determination, and you have to love it. If you don't love it, it will never happen. I buy from ArtStation because I can download. That's true. In Flip Normals you also can download, but again, in Flip Normals I get like half of the money, even less than that sometimes. In ArtStation I get like 95%. So ArtStation is the better platform eventually, yeah. Have you ever talked about artificial intelligence? In which class did you talk about it the most? I don't talk it in the courses too much. I talk about it like in the streams sometimes, like this. You see, this is the latest and greatest artificial intelligence right now, 3D, and sometimes the result is amazing. I will show you one of the results which is super great, but sometimes it's just straight up bad. So yeah, let's see this one if we can see it. But yeah. This is Hunyang Tencent version 3. So it's very recent. The version before that was version 2.5, I think. This is 3, and they say it's much better. And as you can see, this one is pretty good. You don't know the concept, but I know the concept. It's very nice. Of course, the hands usually are a huge issue. But here in the back, it's looking nice. This should be a hat, circle, but it doesn't know. So with a couple of tweaks, with a couple of hours of work, this could be a good 3D print statue. Yeah, it's a good base to start working from, for example. But I will show you the Dragon Girl. You know, not very reassuring. This is the Dragon Girl from my course that I did. This Dragon Girl. So I did this. Looking nice. I will show you now what the AI did. This is Dragon, a girl, we have a sword, she's holding the sword, and looking relatively fine. This is what the AI did. So this is, we may say, abomination, and we will be right, because you see the dragon is kind of pushed into her neck, and she has very interesting legs. I like them. They're like the feet here, amazing. So not quite the thing that we would say it's amazing. Yeah, so for this very complex sculpts, the 3D AI is still very far from it. This cannot even be used as a base, because nothing here is good enough for even to use it as a base for something. It's complete shit. So some things can be used as a base, some things cannot actually be used as a base ever. But that's cool, right? What about flip normals? Yeah, flip normals, I told you. Uh, they're giving about half of the money to the creator and half for them. Blender make 3D very famous. I don't think so many people would watch anything 3D related or do it themselves if there were only apps like Maya and ZBrush before Blender 2.9. I think Blender 2.7 or 2.8 was the pivot point where people kind of start using, and I myself started using Blender more there. I tried Blender 15 years ago, I remember, or even more than that. I think at 2007 I tried Blender for the first time. It was buggy, it was crashing all the time, and I just disabled it and deleted it back in the days. But then, just before the pandemic started, I think I started using Blender again with the version 2.7, 2.8, 2.9, something like this, yeah. Yeah, I'm not one again, as the people say, evil never die, I'm doing it for the 3D world, okay. I got the full game character in Blender course, I might do it differently. I'm mainly interested with the texturing part. You see, the texturing part is not that huge, for the mod girl especially. For the mod girl, most of the work I do in Vertex Paint, and the texturing is done with Uku Paint, was the add-on, I think. It's free, and it's a very good add-on, and it can do most of the stuff that Substance Painter can do, but a little bit more clumsy. Substance Painter is much more mainstream, much faster and much easier to use program, but it's paid, so I don't use it in the Mod Girl course. I use only Blender in this course, and that's the beauty of it. It's only with the free tools. The AI lacks the ability to analyze the details clearly. The AI is relying mostly on data from other sculpts. And since there is no sculpt which is similar to the Dragon Girl sculpt in its database, then it's like flipping. It cannot do it. So usually when you're trying to do something original, completely original, then AI will fail. The 3D AI will always fail. I don't think the 3D AI will ever be able to do something completely original. The character artist is an artist, so he can always do the things better than the AI. That's why I think that the character artists will still be a thing even in 10 years time. For some sculpts, very like simple, like robot or a cartoon character, this AI is amazing. It does a great job. Of course, it requires some touches, but it doesn't matter. But for some, it's just shit. I just picked up your Flipbox. I can't wait to start learning. Yeah, the Flipbox. The problem with the Flipbox is it's very cheap, and it contains a lot of courses, and then you have a lot of work ahead of you. And when you watch what you like, a lot of courses, you say, "Oh, there are so many courses. Why don't I watch YouTube videos of somebody playing games, for example? Or even I can play games myself. Why should I watch courses and learn some skill?" No. Heiniko, do you think AI will make handmade models more expensive and desired of, or the opposite? I don't think that AI will. I don't know. I don't know. So my train of thought is the following: when AI can make some simple models and can make them rather good, then it will be able to make the high poly, the low poly, UVs, and textures, right? It's already doing that, but it's a little bit experimental phase in exactly this site that I showed you. So maybe I will show you someday when they accept me there, because it's in alpha phase or beta phase or whatever, and they're accepting people. There's a wait list. So I want to try it. I want to try it out. I want to try if a complex model can be put there and it will be able to retopologize it properly. I have my doubts, but we'll see. So the idea about, like, let's say in 10 years time, what will happen after 10 years? In year 2035, the AI will be better than now, obviously, but it still will struggle with very complex models. Those complex models will have to be done completely by hand and by experienced, very good 3D artists. Those artists will still make good money. The artists who can make only like very small and simple models, they probably will be replaced, or they will do just touch-ups on those models made from AI, just a little bit of feedback, get the model from AI, put it in Blender, retouch what people are saying that they want to retouch, and then put it for the AI to retopologize, to put textures and whatever. So they will still have probably some job, but it will not be as creative. But overall, the creative people who have put the time and effort to learn, and actually, this is not right. Effort is not the right word. When you are, for example, for me, sculpting, making characters is a pleasure. It's not effort for me to learn anatomy or something. It's pleasure. I always feel pleasure to do this. So it's not exactly an effort when you love it. If you don't love it though, then it will be an effort, and usually you cannot be that good. So make sure you love what you're trying to achieve. Make sure you love what you want to become. If you want to become a 3D character artist, love it. If you don't love it, then you will not be able to become at least a very good character artist. Probably. So it's worth to start learning 3D now, or I'm cooked. Nobody's cooked. You can. AI is removing the fun from learning, but I can use see the potential of using it for a time crunch. For now, some of the AI can be used a little bit with caution. What do you think about 3D coat to sculpt? Coat. 3D coat. 3D coat. I don't know about 3D coat. I haven't used it ever. Paint is free. Other than studios, you can sell your own project. That's what I have been doing for the past few years, selling 3D prints of them. Yeah, you can try that, but it's difficult. If it's not something like Wolverine or Venom or whatever, it's difficult to sell. And if you try to sell Wolverine or those kind of, then you can get in trouble. Yeah. Do you also find the retopology process the most tedious in 3D? Yes. If AI can do that for us, the future, it will be really cool. That's what we all thought. Back in the days when I was working in Gameloft, I was thinking that eventually the AI or the computer will be able to do for us the retopology. This will be the first thing that that the AI will do, because it's the tedious part. It's the part that doesn't require any artistic skill, the retopology. But obviously, they are putting more money and effort into making the AI make the artistic stuff. They're not succeeding though, so it's fine. Could you make video guide how to do model anime characters from scratch? No sculpt. I don't model anymore. I mean, I always sculpt because I like it so much. I like to sculpt. I don't like to model something from a sphere, from a cube. It's just not very interesting for me. Back in the days, I was doing that. I was doing characters this way. Now I'm not doing this anymore. Is AI gonna be better at retopology in 10 years time? Definitely, I think so. I should not. My background is in design though, industrial design. I think it's important to put the work creating your own projects. Probably, yeah. In an interview of Tom Rosenthal, the founder and CEO of Blender, they say maintaining AI is way too expensive and it will stop eventually. Probably it will not stop, but yeah, it will stop evolving in with that speed, most likely. That's evolving this years. Maybe it will evolve slower, and it will be more expensive to use at some point. Do you have a tip to boost creativity? Usually when I want to boost my creativity, I watch things in ArtStation, what other people are doing. I am going to profiles, I'm going into artworks, and I'm watching what's happening there. I'm going to Pinterest, and I'm watching stuff also in Pinterest, although most of the stuff there is AI. It just turned out that's true, but sometimes AI also can be inspiring, especially the 2D AI. The 3D AI, no, not so much. Nico sculpting Nico. Yeah, definitely that looks a little bit like me, although it has to have one eyebrow. It doesn't. Will we be unemployed now? No. Hello, is pose in retopology really bad or okay? Pose. I don't know what pose is. In the Mod Girl course, you use 4 maps to create materials: diffuse, metallic, roughness, and normal. Can you recreate any material with just those 4 maps? Most of the time, yeah. This is kind of a PBR workflow. So physics-based rendering. So in physics-based rendering, you should have these types of materials in order to create. With them, you should be able to create every material. Definitely every material. You can create gold, you can create dirt, you can create leaves, you can create bread, you can create chocolate, you can create plastic, you can create glass. For glass, actually, you would need probably alpha channel on some of those textures, but still, you should be able to do it. Hello, Nico, good morning. Here is not exactly morning, but yeah, good morning. Do you have a guide for sculpt? Yes, I have a lot of guides for sculpt because I have check in the description of this video and you'll find some interesting links. That's what I have to say. Do you miss working at Gameloft? Would you like to work for any AA studio for the future? Working in Gameloft was not a AAA studio. I mean, we were not AAA games. We were not making AAA games. We were making AA games. I don't know if there's a term, but yeah, we were making less than AAA games. But other than that, it was pretty fine games. And I miss a little bit working for a studio because it was fun, kind of chatting with the boys and with the girls and going to lunch with a couple of people and, you know, exchanging information, exchanging skill. Somebody have watched the tutorial and recommends something. Nowadays, I don't have that. Nowadays, I'm staying at home and I am, my only door to knowledge is internet. I walk out, I go out, but I don't meet too much people. Like when you're working in a studio with 150 people, then you're meeting different people every day. You are talking with different people and you are getting different opinions, different stuff. You are learning a lot of stuff. So it's, I think it's, yeah, I miss it a little bit. Who are your favorite 2D character artists? That's a good question. One of my favorite artists is the guy that I made the Orc Cyborg course on. So let me show you what I'm talking about. The Orc Cyborg course is, I'm not selling this course. The course is sold by Next to Education, but still I did this. This is my final render of this course. And the guy who is making those things is Shuo. I cannot pronounce it, but he's one of my favorite artists. This is his concept, actually. A pretty good one, I would say. And this guy is just a beast. He has less followers than me, but I love his style. Very clean, very nice. It's just superb. Maybe I should do something from him these days. It's just, I forgot about him recently. Wow, very, very cool. You see a little kind of a dwarf knight on some kind of a monster with these armors. It's just, wow, so nice. So cool. And yeah, this is a very good for 3D, actually, this concept, because we have the front, the back without the cape, and we have the how this monster will look from above, from the side view, only the saddle, the front view. It's just so good. I mean, this is just amazing. So this guy, Shuo Han, is one of my favorite artists, we may say. But I have a lot of artists that are pretty good, we may actually say. Well, pole is a vertex where more or less than 4 edges meet. Sometimes we have that, but usually we try to avoid it. But Nico, don't you think the AI bubble is bursting? At some point it will burst. Economically it will burst. Because, as you know, if you know, in the beginning of 2000, the year 2000, there was this www burst bubble with the internet. Every company wants to have an internet website and everything. And it was like bursting, and eventually it bursts. And a lot of people lost a lot of money because it was a bubble. Now with the AI, even more, it seems like it's a bubble. Billions of dollars are poured into these companies that obviously cannot make those money back. So, in my opinion, it's a huge bubble. So it will burst. Either soon or later, but it will eventually, people will realize that that's a shit, and everything will just calm. Like it will develop, the AI will still develop, but it will be much slower and much more natural. That's my thinking. Bro, accurate 3D model. What time is where you live? It's 4:37 in the afternoon. ChatGPT is a good companion these days. Yeah, a lot of people using ChatGPT are now in psychiatric clinics. I mean, people who are used to chat with ChatGPT only, not with real people. So be careful with that. I mean, try to meet your friends a little bit more, to chat with them more on the phone or in real life. Don't rely on the AI. Do we have to ask permission to every 2D artist to use his work as a reference? If you are doing this for a course, for something that you will make money out of, yes, you have to. But if you are using this only for concept, just to do a concept piece, I don't have a concept like this here. Most of my works are for courses, and I've asked permissions for each and every one of them. But if I'm doing something just for myself, for my portfolio, you don't have to ask permission from the artist, from the 2D artist. How do you get good at texturing? This is where I struggle most of all. I'm not that good in texturing, so yeah, I cannot answer this. Kai Sensei, how to scale an object in the perfect size that I want? Just take it and scale it. It's just, maybe you can press S in Blender also and move your mouse. Bro, when is your torso course coming? I'm excited. Probably next spring, we'll see. You can smash the like button of the screen, by the way. Maybe you can, maybe you cannot also smash it. I don't know. Please, could you make a video of your favorite 2D artists and finding and using reference? Maybe, I don't know. Greeting from El Salvador. Sky says it's here, yeah. AI is like NFTs for sure. It's a bubble that's gonna burst. Yeah, NFTs, no. NFTs were such a scam, in my opinion. AI is not as scam, as you can see. It can do stuff. A lot of I've seen a lot of AI videos recently looking very nice. They're very people who are creative. They can use the AI in a very good way and create things which are very cool. But so it's not like NFTs. NFTs were, absolute garbage, and it was actually something like a real scam. AI is not, but pouring this billions of dollars into companies that are, just trending. It awfully seems like the previous bursts before, like the internet bursts in the beginning, and yeah. Yeah, it's crazy how few people talk about retopology. Everyone is all about sculpting, but most courses just rush or skip it. Hard to find one that really explains proper retopo. I explained some retopo in this course. Obviously, in order to make this character, you have to explain some retopology because it's like 7 or 8 hours or 10 hours of retopology, maybe more than 10 hours of retopology to retopologize everything. The head and the hair took me alone more than 3 or 4 hours. So maybe the whole thing was like 10 or 15 hours of retopology. So I guess that this course has a lot of it. This one also has a lot of retopology. As you can see, I have some poles, vertices with more than 4 sides, but this character is actually in the game and it has animations and it's working, so I can even show it to you and it's not a problem. So you have to be more like relaxed, it's not a huge issue. This exact character, I made it for this game. So let's see if the game loads. We will see the character, this one. This character, this by the way is, this course you can buy it from ArtStation. I don't know if it's in Flip Normals, but in ArtStation it is. And you can buy it from there, or you can watch it on YouTube absolutely free. The whole course is recorded and it's in YouTube, in my other channel. You can check it out in the description of this video. But let's see. Where is this character? I haven't unlocked this character here in this game, and I don't recommend you to play this game because it's a free-to-play game, which means that it wants your money, and it wants it bad. So I don't completely, but this is the character, and it's actually have animations. It's here. We cannot see the animations because it's locked, so it's just idling here. But those triangles on the belly here, they're not a problem at all. Yeah, many people are still talking about triangles like they're something bad. No, it depends on when they are, but usually these days, with the normal maps and everything, the triangles with the game meshes are not the problem at all. When we're talking about meshes for movies, when you will have smooth on the mesh, then it could be a different type of stuff, but for game meshes, it's fine. ChatGPT is now also making Blender add-ons. That's cool. That's cool. Greetings from El Salvador. Salvador. You can use M panel in object mode to scale the object in desired dimensions, but don't forget to apply scale. Yeah, you can. How much time is needed to master anatomy? I'm intermediate hard surface modeler. To master anatomy, you need maybe a whole life. To get into a good level, like for example my level, you will need 10 years if you work hard. But to master it, more time. Nobody is a master in anatomy, we may say. Retopology is like quad modeling a character all over and after you've just sculpted it. I would be so happy when the day retopology is fully automated. Just make eyes and mouth and arms of model and add-on will do it. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean the size in scale for the print. The size and scale for the print, you will do it with the print program usually. Did you create other characters in this game? Oh, I created half of the characters in this game. This one. With the Raven, I created. This was one of the latest one I did. This one I did. Also one of the latest ones I did. This one, no. No. This one I did. The textures, I did just base textures. And then the texture artists came over and drew over them. That's why the textures are a little bit better than I can make them probably. I probably can make something like this, but I have to put the time and effort, which I usually don't want. And I didn't need to, because we have texture artists. This one is one of my favorite, actually. You see the complexity of the stylized hair and beard are pretty interesting. Overall, pretty good. This one I did. This one I did. This one is mine. This one is not. This one is not. This one is mine. This one is not mine. This one is mine. Dorian, also pretty nice. In this one, the thing is that complexity. We have pants. On top of them, we have this vest. On top of it, we have belt. On top of it, we have something else. So it's a lot of like layers, and that's why it's I like it. This one I don't know. This one I did. Yeah, the sexy vampire. There is another sexy vampire too. This one. This one is actually probably my favorite female character that I did for this game. Especially when she throws the ball. The ball goes out of the screen. And it's just... and she's making this kind of interesting animation. Of course, the animation is making the character feel a lot more alive. And we have to thank for the animations... we have to thank animators, and the animator for this one especially was one girl. She's a very good animator. She's actually senior, very senior animator. Now this, yeah, nice. This one also I did. This one is mine. This one, one of the first characters we did for this particular game. This was in the pitch for the game. This one is also mine. I did half of the characters, I may say, completely. I don't know exactly. Oh, this one is unlockable. Unlock. This is one of my best friends did this. He's a character artist, still in Gameloft. Very good. I mean, he's just very good. So, yeah, it's visible. Pretty good one. How many characters are there? Ooh, a lot. Maybe... around half of them are mine. So yeah. How long do you think it will take to create an AAA game character for you? For me to create a AAA game character, it will take at least 1 month, in my opinion. I haven't created yet a real like AAA. For example, this one. It's pretty nice. I don't think I consider this a AAA game character. It doesn't have pores, for example, and I don't know. It's almost there, but I'm not sure it's a AAA. So we have to know what exactly is a AAA. For example, this one looks a little bit like a AAA character, yes, but this, especially the mustaches and the face, is a lot of it is 2D. The 3D is this. And then I made this render, and then with Photoshop, I did the mustaches and everything. It's similar in 3D, but not completely. So this was just for a render like this. So yeah, I don't know. Around a month. Is it better to leave the model at its actual physical size when baking maps in Blender? Yes. It's nice to have your model in Blender when it's finished to make it in its physical size. For example, if it's a person between 180 and 2 meters tall, it will be good instead of 10 or 15 meters tall, because then a lot of things can go wrong. But Nico, could you do a course on this kind of stylized characters? I haven't done a course on stylized characters. This one is stylized. You see? Stylized. This one is also stylized. Maybe not exactly that. This one is this kind of stylized, exactly, character. Kind of. This one is kind of that stylized style. With the fold stylized and everything. So, yeah, I like to do exactly this one, of course, is from a course. So it's from the game. So, yeah, I probably can, and I did. Skysers. There's a lot of characters. How much time do you spend working on them? Each character took between 2 and 3 weeks, usually. Except for the first ones. The first one took a lot more. But when we get the overall, thing... And also, don't think that I invented those characters. They were made by 2D artists. They made the concepts. And then I made only the 3D... sculpting, retopology, UVs, low poly, and base texture. That's what I did. Then texturing for another artist, rigging an animation to an animator. Is prop modeling for game easier than character artist job? I think it is easier, but if you have to do props for really good games, like Call of Duty, for example, to make guns for them, it requires a lot of work. Which game is that? The game is called, I forgot, Heroes of the Dark. But as I said, it is in Windows App Store. You can find it there. You can check it out. It's free to play. You can download it. You can say it, but I don't advise you to give money to that game because all those free to play games, they are greedy. Except if you like it. If you play the game for 1 week, every day, at least 1 or 2 hours every day you play it, and then you realize you like this game, you like to spend time with this game, then you can give money to the game. Because the developers of the game, they need money to survive. Usually that's the case. But in the case of Gameloft, they don't need too much money. They have. I mean, it's, yeah. The money that Gameloft gets, they don't give it these days. Back in the day it was different. But nowadays, they don't give it to the people that make a game. They give it to the people who are holding shares. Which is usually how things works in the modern world. So that's why I don't advise you to give money to the big corporations, because especially with the games, the money that you are giving to the big corporations, they will go to the shareholders, not to the people who are actually making the games. That's what I'm saying. Since I've been seeing your courses, I've been using more triangles in some parts of my models, where before I only wanted to use quads. You can save a lot of time by using triangles sometimes. Thanks for the live and for answering my questions. No problem. And guys, thank you for watching. We have made this particularly easy to make model. This stream. It wasn't very challenging, but it was a One Punch Man, so it's fine. See you in the next stream. When it will be, nobody knows, but most likely next... Where is my streaming software? Am I still streaming? Ah, it's here. I couldn't find it. Yeah.